What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we have a very important conversation to have, especially for all of our Cardano holders, Cardano fans out there. The question is it time to finally give up on Cardano, or are the brightest days ahead? There's a lot of things floating around the ecosystem right now. There's people asking, is Cardano completely a dead project or a ghost project? Other people joking that it's become a stable coin right here at about 45 cents, give or take. However, uh, there's a lot of people out there who genuinely are asking that question. Should I give up on my Cardano? Should I sell all of it and go invest in another coin? Well, in this video, I'll answer that question. So go ahead and strap on in, pay attention to the entire thing. With that said, this is the Investing Bros. Let's get it. All right. Here we go. We got to get into this topic. Before we do, though, special shout out to the sponsor of the video. That is Uphold Wallet. If you guys want to protect your holdings, Cardano or anything else, you got to go with the most trusted, the best cold wallet out there. If it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, you don't have a cold wallet, you don't actually own your crypto, go fix that right now with Uphold. There's a link down below. Click on it and use BROZ10 for 10% off. Check out Uphold Wallet today. Let's discuss a couple of things before I get into the details. We're going to look at charts on Cardano. We're going to look at an article here. I want to make sure you guys understand from my position. Cardano is a project that I love a whole lot. I think there's a very special place in the crypto world for Cardano. I think there's no other project right now that is prioritizing security and decentralization than Cardano. I think you can make arguments, Bitcoin obviously still a major decentralized project, but there's a lot of things there. It's very different than Cardano. I think when we're talking about altcoins as a whole, and you compare it to some of its biggest competitors, ultimately, when you think about the reasons why you might like the Solanas better or the Ethereums better or AVAX or anything else, which, by the way, I own all of these tokens. So this is not a video of Cardano versus. This is, though, a realization there are competitors out there. Why are those competitors perceived to be better? Well, ultimately, they're faster. That's really it. They're faster and they've accomplished more things to this date. I'm not going to try to argue that Cardano has accomplished more than its competitors. I'm not trying to argue that it has a greater TVL. It doesn't. I'm not going to argue that it has better volume. They don't. If we're going to be very honest, we got to set the platform correctly. Cardano is being outcompeted by its competitors. It's just happening. That's the truth. However, the reason why those competitors are winning is because they've taken a more centralized stance. I've said it before. I think that, like Ethereum, for example, is the coin of the rich man. All of those gas fees that deter the everyday man, it's not a deterrent necessarily for wealthy individuals or, in this future bull market, institutions. Institutions have no problem paying high gas fees. It's actually almost like the fee that's needed to keep the club elite. Right? So you're not going to see the masses come in and be able to build on Ethereum. You're going to see the wealthy and the elite build on Ethereum, and it's going to make a lot of money because it is the number one altcoin, and I don't think that changes in this bull market. Solana is pretty much like the everyday man's crypto. It's very easy to get into. You can build things on it extremely simply, and it's very fast and efficient. It has outages, it has problems, it has hacks. But it's really easy to work with. Whereas Cardano has more complicated code. I almost think of Cardano as being like the scholars token. It's the security built into it, the level of difficulty in code to be able to actually build stuff. It's been a deterrent up to this point. And I get that. Futuristically, though, and I'm not talking about just 2025, I'm talking about the years ahead, do not be surprised to see people get frustrated with things like Solana and Ethereum, frustrated with the centralization, frustrated with the hacks, frustrated with the outages, and look at Cardano and say, you know what? Cardano was lagging behind here. However, they've always prioritized the decentralization aspect. They've always prioritized security and making sure nothing bad happens once you've built on their platform. You know what? Maybe it's time we invest in our education to build on this platform that is going to be, at least from a technology standpoint, the safest place to be building your crypto or building your platform on. So Cardano has not lost that. Here's what I will say. The price has gotten pretty rough. Let's just go take a look at the price chart. We're going to look at an article here as well, but Cardano definitely down here, just kind of trading sideways. This joke that we're a stable coin here at 45 cents. Well, that's because, yeah, we've rallied up as high as 52. We've fallen down as low as 40, but you can see there, look at the majority of price action sitting right in here between 44 and 46 cents. It's kind of the same thing that a lot of people have hated on XRP for. Very boring price action. Well, one of the things about Cardano that I actually do love, and I'm going to talk about the article here in a second. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, historically has told people he does not care about price whatsoever. I actually look at this as a positive thing. I see this as a very similar thing to what we saw with Jeff Bezos back in the late 90s when Amazon stock was plummeting and people were asking him, is he worried? And he said, I know price of my stock doesn't mean anything to me. I know what I do as a company is more valuable than the stock price. Well, what would go on to happen? Anyone who invested in Amazon stock during that time now is a billionaire. Why? Because he didn't care about the price of stock. He cared about the business, and he knew that the price per share in the stock will follow how great the business is. Charles Hoskinson has a similar kind of thought. He doesn't care about the price per token. He cares about what Cardano actually does. And price is downwind of that. If Cardano does go on to become one of, if not the best altcoin out there, the most secure, the most decentralized, the one that most people love, the price per coin, guys, will skyrocket. However, he did make a comment, and it's kind of weird seeing Charles Hoskinson comment on price, but that's exactly what he did. And what he addressed in commenting on the price ultimately was that this is historically something we've seen before. Historically, ADA has exhibited similar periods of price consolidation. For example, 5 years ago, ADA consistently traded around 4 cents, and in 2021, it experienced a period of stability around $1, which one of the responders highlighted. Ultimately, what he's saying here, I'm not worried about Cardano price. Why? Because we've had this happen before. Cardano has had periods in the past where it's gotten very boring, and people have asked that question, is Cardano dead? Is it over? Let's go take a look at the charts and look at the time periods that he's actually discussing here. The first one he talked about 5 years ago, way back here during the bear market of 2018, 2019. We bounced down here around 2 cents. We actually had a nice rally up to 10 cents, but then I am very certain, in a very similar format to what we're kind of almost currently going through, we had a big pullback late in 2019. And as he said right there, consolidation around the 4 cent zone, a rally up to 7 cents, fall back during COVID. I don't really count COVID time, but as a whole, a consolidation period for weeks is the daily chart. This is actually a couple of months of consolidation right around and just beneath 4 cents. What's the next mark he's talking about? Well, you go through this whole period on Cardano. We actually have an explosive rally. Cardano would go on to be the most explosive and best gains altcoin of 2021. Yes, we had a period right in here where we skyrocketed up above $2, but take a look at this period right in here. And if you look at the majority of it, let's actually use the box. The majority of the price action on Cardano stayed right here between $1 and about 146. There wasn't conversation at this time, is Cardano dead? But it was a conversation of, all right, is Cardano done? Right? Is Cardano done being important? We can't get up really above 145. We like to just stay at $1. Is Cardano just going to be stuck right there at $1 for the rest of its existence? And of course, in a mere matter of a few weeks, Cardano would go and explode here in July. And by August of 2021 would hit an astronomical $3.13, setting the high for Cardano. Now, I've been on record by saying I don't think Cardano really should have done this. I think this was a time period where Cardano was massively overvalued. But the point of this is we have seen before the time periods where Cardano got into very boring sideways price action and people started to wonder, is anything ever going to change? You always got to remember the history before you freak out. I mean, look at this, guys. Cardano here just a few months ago, back in March, we were talking about $1 hitting again very soon. I was one of the people that told you I didn't think it was going to happen. I, in fact, actually put this target down here at around 40 cents, saying, guys, do not be surprised to see Cardano pull back. But when we're looking here, we only have a couple of weeks. We came down to this range mid-April, and now we're in the first week of June, a month and a half pretty much in boring sideways action. We have seen this happen before for Cardano. It's not something I'm necessarily too worried about. Another thing I want to bring to people's attention when it comes to Cardano, because people are freaking out about it being a dead coin. Look at the difference here in where the whales are deciding to defend price action. The bottom of the bear market, if I don't count COVID, because I don't like to count COVID, it was a weird time. The bottom of the bear market was really around 2 cents back in 2018. Then, of course, again, like we talked about here, 3 cent, 4 cent region was kind of revisited later on in 2019. But as a whole, this was the bottom. Whereas this recent bear market, we bottomed out closer to 23 to 20 cents, a much different space. In fact, if you had bought back here at the bottom of the bear market, not counting COVID, if you had bought back there, you would have at worst, you would have still been up. Sorry, at worst, still been up a 9x, 830% up from the last bear market. This is a sign of maturity and how many whales are defending this area. So I hear all these conversations of people trying to FUD Cardano and say that Cardano's over, it's a ghost coin, when there's so many pieces of evidence, A, to say this is a massively bullish chart based off of just bear market to bear market, but also to say, man, historically, we have seen these periods of sideways boring action be the preliminary event before explosive movements. I will say, Cardano is not necessarily a coin that I think is going to melt faces in the same way as it did in 2021. Like I told you guys before, it was the top gainer in the 2021 bull market. I don't think Cardano does that again. I will be making a Cardano price prediction video in the next week or so. So I'll wait for that video to give you my final number. But that being said, I still think we potentially get somewhere in this range. You guys can see targets I've had before. I still think it's possible to at least get to $5. I think there's an outside chance maybe $10 to $11 could still be in play. Just so you guys know, that would be a price increase right now. Conservatively, even $5, we're looking at a 10x. If we get closer to that $10, we're looking at over a 20x. Still a lot of gains in the Cardano space. I just think this is the institutional bull market, and therefore other coins like Solana and AVAX and Chainlink will have a little bit more run here than Cardano, but that doesn't mean Cardano ceases to exist. Really quickly before I let you guys go, reasons to be bullish on Cardano, though, moving forward. There are some things starting to flash here on Cardano's daily chart that I do want to bring to your attention. The first thing is we're still under a buy order and we're bouncing off of a order block at just yesterday. We bounced off that order block once again. You're also going to see that we are sitting currently in a symmetrical triangle pattern, bounced off that support level as well. And we've seen Chainlink and several other coins have similar symmetrical triangle patterns breaking bullishly. I think it's only a matter of time before Cardano does the same. Keep an eye on a rising smart trail concept with take profits way up here back at 56 cents. The breakout for this pattern, by the way, in case you were wondering, would put us up at this top level. I'm going to say this a little aggressive for now, but we could see this bring us up to the top level of 66 cents, 64 cents, give or take. I'm going to continue to watch, though, again, the take profit and the smart trail as my key. Oscillators, though, giving us a lot of reason to be bullish right now. Stochastics RSIs bouncing back up from the bottom. The RSI, it's wrestling with the 50, but if we can break above that, that's further confirmation of bullishness. The MACD is bullish, and of course, our LuxAlgo oscillator just printed the trifecta of a buy order on Cardano. We've had our green reversal now for a second, but we have the green momentum and the bullish money flow coming into play. You guys who have been watching the channel know that that is one of my top trading signals. So right now, I actually am entering a long on Cardano. To find out, though, how high I want to take that profit, you got to join my VIP trading group by buying LuxAlgo Today. Link down below. When you buy it and you join our Discord, you give me your email you signed up with, and you can join my exclusive VIP trading group today. But with that said, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know in the comments down below, where are you on Cardano? Are you in the camp of it's dead and just a stable coin? Do you still believe there's a future for it? Let me know down below. Also, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe for more content just like this. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.